transform and shift your life. And we're going to have an amazing one. All right. So let me make sure that I have this one here, and we should be good to go. All right. Perfect. Well, hey, I wonder if you have ever felt afraid about the word leadership. All right. Put a 1 in the comments. You've ever felt a little bit afraid of that word leadership. Now, some of us are born leaders. You're the one out of the womb leading the charge. You're the one as a kid at the head of the pack. But if you're like most of us, I would probably say 90+% of us, when it comes to the word leader, it is a word that most of us, if we're being honest with ourselves, don't identify with. Now we want to, because there's something about that word leader in life that has a clout to it. And especially in an entrepreneurial context, especially in Partner Co., that's something that we want to think about, right? But for me, I'll just speak on behalf of me, leadership was something that always scared me. I remember when I was applying for college, remember those college applications? I was a super nerd, so I was applying everywhere and writing my stuff. I remember there was one essay question that asked you, describe a leadership experience you've had in your life. And to be honest, my response internally was, I'm not a leader. I can't think of anything. So I had to BS something and put it onto that essay prompt, and fortunately got into college. But leadership was something that always scared me. I was shy. I was someone that never thought I'd be in the front of the room. I was so shy to the point that I was so scared I couldn't even order food at a restaurant myself. So when I came into this business and I wanted to succeed and I saw the people that were winning, I was all of a sudden stopped in my tracks because I'm like, oh my gosh, my perception of what I thought a leader was would hold me back. Well, I learned something I want to share and impart with you today. I want to share with you one leader shift that changed my business and changed my life, and will for you as well too. And anyone can do it. And it's allowed me for the last 15 years to be one of the top producers of this company. If you don't know, I've been with these drops for 13 years since the very beginning. And it's allowed us a business that I just look back and I'm like so honored and grateful to have. So if that sounds like something interesting to you, put in the chat, I'm ready. I'm going to talk about this leader shift. Anyone can be a leader. And this is what I realized. What I thought a leader was I thought a leader is in this business was someone that had to know everything about everything. I don't know if you felt this way or not. I thought it was someone that had to regurgitate all of the product knowledge about these drops. By the way, have you tried to pronounce some of these ingredients? That would stop you in your tracks by itself sometimes. These are some interesting, crazy, fun things, all natural and homeopathic, of course. I thought a leader was someone that had to know everything about the compensation plan. Who here's been a little confused about the compensation plan? It pays very well, but it is confusing. I thought a leader was someone that had to take somebody to success. If I was building a team, I was saying to myself, how can I lead somebody if I've barely gotten started and I don't even know if I'm going to succeed in this? I haven't made a big paycheck yet. I'm not like a director like Donna. I'm not a vice president like Shauna. I'm not an officer like Danielle, right? And I was scratching my head. I'm like, well, if I'm not those things, how can I lead? But here's the shift that changed for me. What I realize is leadership is not being the one that knows it all. That's what society paints leadership to be. That hyper intelligent, high IQ, know-it-all, brainiac, everything. What's up, Tiffany? Great to see you. The best leader in this business isn't the one that knows it all, but it's the one willing to find the solution and help other people. You don't have to know the problem. Let me give you an objection handling script. Who here has ever had a question about the drops or the business that you did not know the answer to? I put a me in the comments below if that's happened to you. They might ask you a question like, are the drops FDA approved? You're like, I don't know. Good question. The leader isn't the one that knows it. The leader is the one that's willing to find the answer and solve the problem. So that relieved a huge burden off of me. I'm like, okay, so I don't have to know it all, but I do have to be willing to find the solution. Here's something Jim Rohn taught me, legendary personal development guru. He said, miracle workers, successful people, leaders are the ones that when a problem comes to them, they say, no problem. They say no problem, not because they know it. They say no problem because they are willing to go find the solution and help that person solve the problem. If this makes sense, type in the chat, makes sense. Do you have the willingness to find the solution? Do you have the willingness to serve others and find that information that they need to solve their problem about the product, about the business, about wherever it is that you're leading them to? Leaders aren't necessarily the coaches. Leaders are simply facilitators. We facilitate the journey. It's not up to you, sister, to make someone successful. It's not up to you to make sure that they lose weight on the drops. But it is up to you to do everything in your power to facilitate that they have everything they need to get to where they need to get to. Jim Rohn would say this: you can help 1,000 people. By the way, if you would like to have over 1,000 partners in your team, put a 1,000 in the chat below. Like, can you imagine that? Over 1,000 people, everyone leverage, everyone duplicating. By the way, don't you know, Cindy McKnight and Lindsay Yoakum, our fearless leaders that started this amazing Revolution Partners team. In 6 months, the organization grew to 1,100 people. Did you know that? Can you imagine 6 months from now, you have over 1,000 people in your organization? Come on. So it's absolutely possible, right? But Jim Rohn would say this, and I know Cindy and Lindsay run this way, is they said that you can help 1,000 people, but you can't carry 3 on your back. So our job is not to carry people to the finish line, drag them to the finish. Our job is to, as leaders, the shift is we're facilitators. We have to find the answer. So if someone asks you a question, if you don't know it, just say, no problem, I'll go figure it out. If they have a question, you don't know how to answer it, you say to them, I don't know, but I will find it for you. Let me get back to you. Tiffany lost 25 pounds in 44 days. You need to share a story. My gosh. Thanks, Sean. I so appreciate that affirmation. You are an amazing leader as well, too. So be a facilitator. And you know what's so amazing? When I realized that, I got so excited because I'm like, okay, I can just point people into the right direction. This helped me get over a recruiting issue, by the way. When I got started my business, I was 19 years old. I was broke as a joke. I was so shy. I never wanted to do a presentation. If you told me that I had to do this in the beginning, I would have quit. But I realized I just had to be a good facilitator. So what I realized is it's not about me. It's about who I can connect them to. So I learned to prospect. I learned in the business that I didn't have to be where I wanted to be to help guide someone else to the right opportunity to help them. And it's not about what you know, it's about who you know. So I remember I prospected someone that was in my class, and I leveraged this incredible opportunity that we have. Who here would agree that Partner Co is the best company in the world? We have the best products in the world. We have the best system in the world and the best team in the world. Put a me in the comments. I'm telling you, there's a reason why this team is called the Revolution Partners, doing something revolutionary here. So leverage that. And I learned how to connect the dots, and I prospected someone in my class. This person came down, got started on the spot. 20-year-old broke college and was so excited she put $800 to buy the product in the pack on her mom's credit card. Got trained right away. Actually became a senior officer. That's a six-figure position in this business. Top money earner. And years later, she is my now wife of almost 9 years. And we're about to have our first baby together in October. I recruited my own wife. Why? Because I learned that leaders just simply need to be facilitators. This leader shift is so important. So I realized, okay, so my name in the game is I need to be the person willing to know where the information is and to connect people to the right information. I don't have to come up with the information. Now, some of you are super creative and definitely do that. Yeah, that's a network marketing love story right there. But connect the dots. So what would I suggest to do then? This is the game I play. This is what I know someone like Danielle is saying. There's a reason why Danielle is an officer. An officer is a six-figure paying position. Who here would love to be an officer? Put officer in the chat. That's a great place. That's where the comma and the paycheck comes in, the weekly paycheck. What is someone like Danielle super good at? She's not necessarily the one creating the system. She can. What she's really good at, and what great leaders are good at, is they know where to find the information and direct them. So here's homework. Here's homework. Go through the groups and start to think to yourself, do I know where the information is? Let me share the screen here. Okay. I think you guys should be able to see this. Here's a couple places I want to orient us with. I'm not going to go through all of it, but it's going to be on your side to go click through everything. So in the Revolution Partners group, this is for all of our partners, right? Couple places that you want to look at is, first of all, there's this place called Featured. And in the Featured section, there's some really important information you can click through and look through. Danielle said, I don't know a lot still, but I do know this damn system works 100%. That's what you need to know, right? So flip through this and just start becoming aware to what is in here. A couple of things that might be important in this section. All right, so we're doing this whole manager thing. All right, let me see. These are important things. Here's one. There is a weekly training schedule that we have in this group. Darn. Damn's okay. It's not a cuss word, I think. So you have incredible training that comes into this group. And who here already on this conversation had at least one epiphany, one idea? You felt empowered, like something already clicked already just being here. Like put a 1 in the comments if that's the case. If there's just one thing, we're not even done yet. There's some cool things we're going to go through, right? Every conversation, every call, every training, every event, all it takes is one idea to change your life. So can you imagine, though, it's not about only you getting that epiphany. Imagine you had 5 teammates, 10 teammates, 100 teammates, 1,000 teammates. The key in this business is not how good and how well do you know everything. It's how well is my team trained. What's up, Monica? Great to see you. So be sure to know there's a weekly training schedule. All these go replayed into the group, of course, but put this on your calendar. Something you might want to do if you want to be organized, put on your Google Calendar or however you do a calendar. So every day, there's some incredible opportunities that are here. We're on the Power Hour yesterday, by the way. Was that not phenomenal? Do we not like to see hands-on what happens? The little details are all there is. You're welcome, Monica. Glad to have you here. So number one is go through the featured section. That's a good place. Number two, the bulk of the information in the partners group is in the guides. Put in the chat. It's in the guides. It's in the guides. This is where your launch system is. This is where important key information is. This is where you want to direct all of your newest teammates. I can bet my business that if there's a teammate in your team that is struggling to get customers or partners, more than likely, they have not gone through the guides and they have not gone through the launch week. If you do the launch week, if you go step by step by step, you're going to learn the little details. You're going to learn how to use the boards. You're going to learn how to post. You're going to learn the engagement sandwich. You're going to learn the essentials. But what you don't know won't help, right? So know where these things are so you can point them to this. You don't want to be the trainer necessarily. You want to point them to the training. So thank you. Cindy and Lindsay did an incredible job on this launch system. I've been around a lot of launch systems in my career. This is by far the simplest, most up-to-date, converting successful system that there is. Go through this. You're going to make money. All right. Exactly. I love Ginger's already tagging teammates. That's what I'm talking about. So grab these things. What else do we have? How about going title? A lot of people are like, man, well, what's my goal? And how do I get to the next level? Here's recognition templates. Recognition pays big money. You want to get so good at celebrating other people's success that your success will come by default. So these Canva templates are here. Thank you to James Lenhart, and he did an incredible job putting this together. Amazing leadership that we have here. Manager. People are like, how do I go manager? I'll take a look here. Okay. Here's some really handy tools. You can take a look at this. Shauna said it very well. Don't be the message, be the messenger. Manager is a very big deal. Manager unlocks a compensation plan. Manager unlocks things like ultimate and gold, which doubles your bonuses for life, which gets you leadership matching pay, which gets you on stage in PXP. So you might wonder, well, how do I go manager? Here's some charts here in guides. Manager, to talk about this, people are like, how do I go manager? Two things. Number one, it says lifetime commissions. What is lifetime commissions? Lifetime earnings. Lifetime earnings is literally every single earning you've made in your lifetime. So any money you've made in your lifetime, there it is. So if you made at least $800, number one. And then number two, when you hit manager, it's a 1 week payline volume of 1,000 points. So in 1 week, you got 1 week to do it. Imagine that if, for simplicity's sake, you have two teams. One of those teams has at least 1,000 points on that from everyone's sales. And then in 1 week on your smaller line, your pay line, you do 1,000 points collectively in your entire team or your own personal customers. Imagine that's like 10 duo packs, 10 SlenderX Renew, for example. Okay. If this makes sense, put it to you in the comments below. So be the one to know where everything is. Be the one that understands where to point to. Because you can help 1,000 people, but you can't carry 3 on your back. So you want to make sure you can go there. So number one, go through these groups. We also have the Drop Revolution group. This is the prospect group. This is where the machine drives everybody to. Who here is grateful that you didn't have to create these things, but you can have a community that's already done for you that can help with your prospects. It's like, man, putting a group together is intense. We are truly better together. So how do you do this? How do you do this? Well, what's powerful about the Drop Revolution group, there's so much information that's in here. One question that's come up is, for example, in a product standpoint, does this help with blah, blah, blah? Does this help with this? Or my prospect has a question. What's great here is one really helpful feature is this little magnifying glass. One thing you can do with this magnifying glass is, let's say I saw this question come in today. Does this help with cholesterol? You can type in a keyword, let's say cholesterol, and it'll pop up any single post that's ever dealt with cholesterol. How awesome is that? So do a little search. And you got your own little Google engine that's in this. There's so much power that's in here. And this is just going to get so much better. So much better. Christina also said this very well. In the Drop Revolution, you also have the guides here. And the guides are going to help you with how to use the drops. So all your customers, you don't have to be the coach. Some of us here, you've been in health businesses before where you had to become the health coach. That's super tiring and it doesn't pay well. What helps here is getting new customers and connecting them to other tools like in Guide 2 on how to use the drops, to tag them on that. Make sure that they see these things, right? These are all in the boards. These are all in the links that you have. It's like, all right, all I have to do is be a facilitator of these things. All right, but if I don't know it, now I'm not going to be able to use it. So scroll through the guides and kind of see what's all in here. Be the one that knows where to connect the information to so you can be a facilitator of information. All right. So we have this. Here's another thing. There is power in this community, and it's just started. Guys, this group right now, this is the prospect group. This is where your prospects are. There's only currently 3,900 members. There will be a day when this is 300,000 members. What makes it powerful is adding more stories to it. So I want to encourage you and I want to challenge you. If you have an amazing testimonial, whether it's yourself, I saw there was a testimonial. I think Tiffany said she lost 25 pounds in 44 days. I'd encourage you, share that into this group. Why? You have your prospects in this group, don't you? You have your teammates in this group. Opportunities to continue to follow up on your prospects in the community as well. Share your story. All of us in your stories. If you have a great customer testimonial, take a screenshot. Maybe you're messaging them. Oh my gosh, I feel amazing. I lost 5 pounds in my first 5 days. Whoa. Share it into the Drop Revolution. Each of us need all of us. When we add to the community and we leverage the tools, then the tool is going to help you as well too. If you're committed to collaborating and helping with these groups, put in the chat, committed. Put in the chat, committed. I'm telling you, this is how this gets really exciting. This team's done amazing in the last 6 months, but we've only just scratched the surface. It's starting to get really exciting here. All right. So that's the Drop Revolution group. And then also, you want to make sure that you go through the boards. All questions on scripting and referrals. And there's so much gold that's in the boards. I'd watch through everything. I'd click on everything. I just make sure that I know where this all is, and even better, use it all as well too. So just be aware. One question we get a lot is, how do I call customer support? Well, it's right here in the boards. It's all there. But if you are the one that makes that shift to say, I'm going to be the leader that is able to point people to the right direction. I'm going to be the one where when people know that your reputation is, when I ask Darlene a question, when I ask Stephanie a question, when I ask Christina a question, they always seem to know where to go to find the answer. You know what happens to you? You become that go-to person that people can trust and rely on to solve their problem. And in a business and in entrepreneurship, where you get paid based on the level of problem that you can solve, wouldn't you want that type of reputation? Wouldn't you want to be the type of leader that when people look to you as a customer, as a prospect, as a partner, that they know that if they come to you, they're always going to be taken care of. If they come to you, they're always going to feel safe, that they're going to find a good solution, that you got their back. Guess what? That builds loyalty, that builds trust, that builds credibility. You become invaluable. And people are always going to flock to you and your business in particular. You don't have to be the one to know it all, but you have to be the one to be willing to direct people to the right information. So if this clicks with you today, if this LeaderSHIFT is something that you're willing to take in, type in the chat, I'm shifting. I'm shifting. There's so much power in this community. There's so much power in what's happening. All right. One last thing as we're doing this live here. Huge opportunity that I want to challenge everyone here too. Who here would love to have a Cindy and Lindsay in your team? I'd love to have 10 of them. All right. So how do you do this? It's about who you know. I know Cindy and Lindsay, they've built huge organizations of 25,000 people. All right. I have not built an organization of 25,000 people. Like they've done amazing things. But you know what I was good at? I marketed, I was visible, I connected, I followed up in the friendship. But then I realized I need to connect them with someone. And I decided to connect them to, I would call them this person the ultimate closer. Katie Holt Larson, our Chief Impact Officer. She was the CEO of another company. She's our Chief Impact Officer here. When it comes to network marketing leadership, when it comes to helping people see the greater vision for the opportunity, there is no one better than I know than Katie Holt Larson. We have the unique opportunity of having her on a business prospect call this Thursday, July 18th, where you can bring your prospect to meet Katie Holt Larson. They could be your next Cindy and Lindsay. They could be your next Shauna. They could be your next Janet, Sherry, Danielle, Donna. But we have to be the one to lead them to the right information. You need a closer? Perfect. You're going to have it. And I challenge you, Christina, to shift that mindset. Be like, I'm not good yet, but I will be. How do you learn how to be a good one? You learn from those that are amazing. It's a skill set. It's a mindset. You got this. I can't wait. So, Katie Holt Larson, here's the challenge. Make a list of your top 10 business prospects. Think who, if they're in my business right now, would absolutely change the game. This is one you want to bring out. Look, make a list of everyone that's engaged on your pinned post. Make a list of everybody that you've had prospect conversations with. Make a list of people that are influential, network marketing leaders, people that have been involved, entrepreneurial, leaders in your community, people on your chicken list, the ones you're scared to talk to. Put a top 10 and reach out to them. Talk to them about this call. Bring them onto this call. I will promise you this. If you bring prospects onto this call, we'll of course have it on replay, but if you have them on this, oh my gosh. By the time it's PXP, your title can be completely different. You're one person away from a major breakthrough in your business. You're one leader away from a major breakthrough in your business. But we have to do our job of sorting through the many to be able to find that one. This is that unique opportunity. So I'm going to challenge you to make that top 10 list and reach out to them. Talk to them. Talk from the heart on why they need to take a look at something like this. Be the messenger. If you're willing to take on that challenge, put a 10 in the comments below. And I can't wait to be able to share with you our incredible leader, Katie Holt Larson, and see what that's going to do in your business. All right, everyone. Hi. But that, I'm so proud of you, so honored to partner with you. If you didn't see your teammates on this, tag this to them, share this to them. You're going to want to make sure that they get empowered, they get equipped in everything. It's an absolute honor, Mitzi and Ginger and Stephanie, Christina, Shauna, and Sherry. I can't wait. I already see your next promotion around the corner. I already see it for you, Vicky. I already see it for you, Donna. On that, we'll talk with you soon. God bless. Love you all. Bye-bye.